Good evening, traders. It's Eddie here from TradeView. I'm presenting this webinar tonight on breakouts. Thank you very much for coming. We had a few messages there. Is anyone talking? Have we started? The answer is now yes. So if you're still posting that, you can't hear me, you've got a problem. Okay, as we just discussed, tonight's webinar is called 3 Backtested Breakout Strategies, and we actually had the biggest amount of registrations we've ever had for a webinar, so I'm guessing you all like breakouts. I think it was, Rob, what was the number? It was 1,187. So that's the biggest we've ever got, so thank you very much for everybody who's registered and attended tonight. Thanks also to IC Markets as always for having us present these webinars. We really do enjoy presenting them for IC Markets. Also, IC Markets have been really generous with sponsoring one of the events that we're doing. So I'll tell you about the event a little bit later and what they've offered in terms of sponsorship, which is actually very generous. So thanks very much to IC. Let's get on with this webinar. We'll start with our risk warning. Basically, everything that we present tonight should not be regarded as financial product advice. It's just for informational purposes only. Thanks, Andrew. I do like to try and keep these pretty interactive, so if you've got something to say, say it. If I see it, I will maybe mention it. Okay, if it's nice. All right, so just for all of those of you who don't know anything about us, we're a privately held prop trading firm. We're based in Melbourne, Australia, and this is our 6th year of operation. And we trade all different products, equities, futures, options, FX, and money markets on multiple exchanges across the globe. We are a systematic trading firm, so what that means is we build automated systems which follow a strict set of mechanical rules, and that's what we trade. And there's 9 traders here on the desk at the moment, so we're basically as full as we've ever been, and I think very soon to look for a new office because we're starting to outgrow this one. And we run about 20 to 30 different prop trading strategies. So tonight we're going to talk about breakout strategies, but we run all different types of strategies. A few things about me. I started trading in 2013. So I was, if you're not a professional trader out there, then I was probably doing what you were doing back in 2013. And what I really wanted to do was trade at a trading firm, but I didn't really have the knowledge. I realized though pretty early on that I didn't know that much at all. I was lucky enough to get introduced to Rob here, who's the owner of the business and the head trader, and I started building some automated trading systems. I was actually interested in building automated trading systems because I recognized that basically everything in the world is becoming more automated. So I think if you haven't recognized that, then you're kidding yourself, what with automated cars and basically everything these days. Somebody asked, was I in finance? Melissa, no, I wasn't in finance. I've always been interested in sort of business, if you like, but never specifically finance. And I've done a few other different things. So if I can do it, so can anybody. Now I'm building systems here full time. So I actually build a lot of models, including these 3 that we'll show you tonight. So that's enough about me. Let me ask you a few questions about you guys. So I just want to know, how long have you guys been trading? So 6 months, 12 months, or more than 12 months? If you could just post your answer in there for me, please. 2 weeks, brand newbie. 6 months, we'll just see what we've got. Okay, year, 3 years, a year, 22 years. Okay, that might be a record for these webinars. Fantastic. Your name's already gone though. Sorry, we've got literally a lot of people answering these questions here. But I'm just sort of looking at that, and I would probably say that, oh look, there's a bit of a mix, but I'd probably say that about 80% are 6 months or more, and a fair chunk of them over a year. So we've got quite a few. Mike's chimed in and taken a record at 33 years. Fantastic. And just want to know, who here wants to trade professionally or is already a professional trader? So what I mean by trade professionally, either trade at a trading firm or doing it full time for themselves. Somebody there says they were the worst trader. Okay, that's all right. I was pretty bad too. Okay, full-time, a lot of people would. Yep. All right. Wow. All right. That's a lot of people. Literally, I mean, there must be, probably didn't get the whole 1,100 people, but we're probably pretty close. So a lot of people there want to do it full-time, and full-time automated, a lot of people. Excellent. All right, that's what I want to hear. But it doesn't seem to be, it doesn't look like there's a lot of full-time traders. There's a few in there. G'day, Gary. How you doing? All right. And who doesn't necessarily want to trade professionally but would like to generate a second income from their trading? Okay, and a few people, but more people really want to do it professionally or full-time. All right, excellent. Either way, I always say this to people, you've got to be able to trade, whether you want to do it part-time or you want to do it full-time. If you can't make money consistently, then well, that's the first thing you need. Who here wishes they had more time to trade? Yep. All right, of course, pretty much everybody. All right, fantastic. I've got to make these questions a bit more difficult. And I always ask this one, who's committed to getting outstanding results this year or within the next 12 months? Yep. All right, great. That's people calling in. All right, no problem. Fantastic. Oh, and who here is a long-term trader or who's a short-term trader? Yep. Okay. I'll tally this up in a sec. A lot of short-term traders, medium-term, bit of both. Okay, as per usual, sort of more geared towards short-term traders. But that's okay. Look, we trade all different types of models, so this will cater to everybody. Just to note, all the people who said they're committed to getting outstanding results this year, that's fantastic. What we're trying to do with these webinars, I think, as well, is just step them up another level. So you're going to learn some pretty good stuff, hopefully, tonight. And what we're going to do in this webinar tonight, we're going to show you 3 different breakout strategies. And none of these breakout strategies actually require any indicators. So I guess they're all price action strategies if you like. So you can do them anywhere and they're fairly easy to build. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to define the exact rules of each strategy. So I know on some webinars people come up with some kind of rules or some sort of wishy-washy rules. We don't do that. We have specific rules. We're going to show you what the specific rules are. And one of the models tonight we're actually going to build for you live. So we'll explain how we do that. I'll build it. Hopefully I don't get too nervous. I'll build it while I'm talking. I think I can build it in about 5 or 10 minutes, 5 minutes I reckon. And I can't program, just so you know. So any one of you guys can learn to do what I'm doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to perform an automated back test to show the probability of success of the model. So like I said, I know there's plenty of webinars out there where they cherry pick trades and show you fantastic examples. Again, we don't do that. We give you specific rules of the model and we'll actually test it and we'll show you what that looks like for better or for worse. So you can make an informed decision on trading it. Well, basically, yeah, we're going to show you how to build and trade breakouts like a professional trader. So I hope you enjoy it. Now, tonight you're going to see some, the type of systems that will show you. Look, they're the type of systems that we trade every day. Like I said, we trade all different types of systems and we do little different bits and pieces, and I've sort of simplified these a little bit, but they're basically the types of systems we trade every day. This is the professional way to trade. It's a professional method of defining your strategy, building it, testing it, and continuing to basically optimize it and find the best parameters to try and make money. You might find this webinar is a little bit more involved because it's quite hands-on. If that's the case, fantastic. I think it's better that you learn something than you go away with something that you already knew. And if you do find a little bit more involved and you're a little bit newer, don't worry too much. Basically, anybody that we work with, we do work with some traders to develop them. We could get you to the level of building models like we do in this webinar within one weekend. So you're not too far behind if you want to learn. All right. So let's get straight into it. We'll get into a breakout strategy number one, the London breakout, or a London breakout. Is there anybody here who trades some kind of London breakout strategy? Or wait, before that, don't answer, please, wait. Is there anybody here who trades breakouts? Nobody. Oh, all right, there we go. Lots of people. All right, fantastic. Anyone who trades London breakouts or has a London breakout strategy they trade? Yep, James, 5-minute opening range breakouts. Excellent. I'm glad you said that opening range, so we'll come back to that. Footsies for Steve, fantastic. We do mention the footsie in there. Ashish, yep. Okay, look, a lot of people doing it. Russell's trying to build one. Fantastic. When he can work on some of these, Russell. All right, great. Now, this is a popular strategy that's traded by many traders, probably one of the first things that I heard about when I started trading. And there's many different variations. I can't remember, sorry, who it was that said they do the 5-minute opening range. James, I think it was. But the basic concept is what we're looking to do is we're looking to break a level created either pre-session or in the first, let's say, hour, James said 5 minutes, of the European session. So we're looking to break a previous level. What that level is, I mean, that is something that you can decide for yourself. And generally, as Steve said, he's on a footsie. It's usually traded on European Forex pairs or indices. So Forex products like the pound or the euro and indices like the DAX and the footsies. All right. So let's get in and take a look. So here we have a chart of the pound dollar. It's a hourly chart. And you can see the days separated there by these vertical lines. I hope that comes up clear enough for you. And what we're looking for to start with is we're looking for the start of the session. So at the moment, it does change with daylight savings, but at the moment, it's 9 on the MT4 platform. So it's 9 server time, which is 4 p.m. And that's that candle there. And what I've drawn in here, anybody know? What's that level? Somebody says support, 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 support. Oh, I've got a few things. Hey, previous day low, James. All right, fantastic. A few people have said that. A couple of James have said that. Somebody said blue. It is blue, Barry. All right, so that's the low of yesterday's session. So this is today, or if we're starting here today, and then between here is everything that happened yesterday on an hourly chart. So there's 24 bars, and that's the lowest low. So that's yesterday's low. So this here would be a break of a previous day's low. So that is potentially one way that you could trade a London breakout. Does anybody know what this level is? John, yes, you can trade it for futures as well. Okay, Timmy's got it already. It's the previous hour low. So this is the opening bar. So this is from 9 till 10. And then this is the low of the last hour. Okay, so this here would be a break of the first hour. All right, so that's another way to trade it. So somebody in there had a break of 5 minutes. Basically what we'd be looking for if we were doing an hour is we'd be looking to break the direction that's already been established in that first hour. All right. Okay, now let's have a look at the rules. So what we're going to do is, actually the rules coming in a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to build based on a break of the first hour's high or low. And as I said, you can come up with your own variation and you can define your rules. Now, the reason that the reason that I've put in capitals, define your rules, that's the most important thing. So you can see I was very clear about those points that we're going to break. They're not just somewhere, they're specific points. So whatever yours are, you need to define them. And again, what's most important is that you build and test your idea. So when I built this model, I tested it many different ways. I tested it breaking yesterday's low. I tested it breaking the hourly low. I tested breaking the hourly low with an hourly bar. And you'll see I do it with the 15. So why would we build and test? So we need to know, it's one of my favorite slides, whether we're trading strategy A, not so good, or strategy B, much better. Okay, Liz, that is it's 9 server time, so it's 4 our time. Okay, so if we don't build and test the model, we don't really know how it's going to perform. So it's fantastic to have the idea of a London breakout, and you've probably read it on the internet, or somebody's told you about it. But if you haven't built and tested it, then I can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to know the best parameters, and you're not really going to know how it works. As I said, I built that one a few times, and not all of them worked. So now I'll give you the specific rules for, someone says 4 our time, where are we? Melbourne, Australia. And someone says at 9 a.m. IC market server time. It's 9 IC market server time, 4 p.m. Australian time. So our rules, these are specific. So we're going to enter a trade if, and what I've done is I've just given you the sell rules, but the buy rules are the exact opposite. So we're going to enter the breakout trade if a 15-minute bar closes below the first hour low. So that's what we had described before. So we're going to sell if that happens. And we're only going to enter the trade if the break occurs within the second hour. So you've got that first hour bar, which is between 9 and 10 server time, or whatever it is for you. And then that bar needs to be broken by a 15-minute bar, so it needs to close above or below it, and that close needs to happen within the next hour. So you've basically got 4 closes that could break it, so 4 times 15 minutes to make an hour. Our stop loss is going to be the high of the first hour. This is for a sell trade, and what we're going to do is we're going to take profit with a fixed amount of points. Now, there's different ways that you can take profit on these trades, but I thought I would just keep it simple for tonight's webinar. So this is what it looks like. So now we're on a 15-minute chart, so it's the same basically chart as before, but the 15-minute instead of the hour. So what I've done here is this is the first hour, or this was the first hour's high, rather, and this happens in the last 15 minutes of the first hour. And then in the first 15 minutes, nothing happens, no break, excuse me. And then in the second 15 minutes, we get this really solid break below the low of the first hour, okay? So this is our criteria to enter the trade. So when this bar closes, this is a 15-minute bar, we're going to sell the market. And we're going to put our stop loss at the high of the first hour bar, which is here as well. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll run the back test. I've already built this one, and we'll see how that performs. So let me pull up my MT4 and my strategy tester. So I've done this actually a couple of different ways, and what we're going to test it on is the DAX. So I tested on a few things, and I got the best results on the DAX. So I did a quick test of these, but you know, I found some stuff that works pretty well. So let's have a look. So we've got 15 minutes, and we'll put it on visual so we can see it take some trades. All right, one sec. Oh, hang on, guys. Give me one sec. Let me just do this. I'll do it on a black chart so you can see a little bit better. Oops. Sorry, bear with me. Save this template. Okay, this should be better. Wait. Okay. So we can see some trades here. Okay, so this is a buy trade. So we can see here we've got, let's have a look. Okay. So we've got here, this was that first hour, so it's between 9 and 10. And we've broken, so this would have been the high of the hour. So we've broken that there, and now we've taken a buy trade, and we've set our stop loss to the lowest low of the first hour, which is here. Fantastic. And we've set a take profit up here somewhere. So I've put quite a big take profit on this one. And if anybody's interested in what they are, I can tell you afterwards what all the levels were and the take profits and everything. So I'll let that run through. I'll speed it up. And we'll have a look at how that went. All right. Now let's have a look. Okay, so there's the results. Not too bad. I mean, this is a basic version of some of the stuff that we run, but hey, I mean, that was some pretty simple rules, yeah, and not too bad. So Ricardo asks why we're not using tick data. So just to quickly answer Ricardo's question, and we do go into details with this, but basically MT4 doesn't support tick data, and we're not trading this model on a tick. We're trading on a bar close. So you can trade on bar close data, which you have, and it is completely accurate. All right, not too bad, huh? What do you guys think? Steve asked a good question. How does the backtest handle daylight savings? So Steve, when I run these things, like I said, I've tried to keep this one pretty simple. So the daylight savings will actually affect it, but what we're looking for in this backtest initially is, that's where I said we would do some more stuff to the model here, but I just want to keep it simple for the webinar. So what we're looking for in the backtest is to see if it's got the possibility to make some money. And I think we can all see here that it's got the possibility of making some money. So if we can get these results with the initial testing, then we can work on that further afterwards. But valid question. All right, so who thinks that was pretty cool? Do you want to see some bigger results? Thanks, Tim. Hanit asks, can this be done any hour of the day? You can actually build a similar system for any type of breakout, and with building models and testing them, you can actually test all different time frames. So, and you can test different start times and things like that. So I just thought I'd do a London breakout because people have heard of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to test this on, I did this a little bit different as well. Hang on, just one sec. So what I did is I actually built this one again, and instead of setting, let me just see if I can pull this up and I'll show you. One sec. So see here how I've set the stop loss to the first hour high. What I did is I ran a fixed point take profit, which we already had, but also ran a fixed point stop loss, and it tested that as well. So it may actually be a bit bigger. The stop loss might be a little bit bigger, but I'll show you the results just to compare. So these are the sort of things you can do once you start to build the model. It's very easy to just change a couple of parameters. So this one we did. Let me just change some stuff over here. Bear with me. So if we load here, that one. Okay, so still on the DAX. The strategy is basically the same except for the stop loss, but I'll run this one. I'll just let it run straight through. So this one we've changed the stop loss. Let's have a look at the results. So that's even a little bit better. So we managed to make about another $2,000 out of it, and we've got a drawdown of about 10%. So here return about 57%, drawdown about 10%. We like to keep the drawdowns a little bit lower, but there is ways to reduce that. So, okay, so there you go. So you can see by just changing a few parameters, we actually made about 20% more, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so we'll move on to the next strategy. So the next one is a big bar break. So we like big bars here. Who here likes big bars or uses big bars for their trading? I actually don't know if this is something that we just do here or if other people use this as well. So serious question. Engulfing bars for Alison. This one is, I guess, look, it could be an engulfing bar, but I'll show you what I mean. Yep, John uses big bars for reversals. Danny asks, how come we had more trades than we have than there are days? Because it takes more than one trade per day. Okay. So not a lot of people there using big bars. So let me show you something. Maybe this is something new for you guys. So basically what big bars are, the highs and lows of the big bars, you've probably seen this and maybe you're not too sure what I'm talking about, but they can create really strong support or resistance levels. So when these levels are broken, often the moves tend to continue. So for example, I mean, we can show you some, sometimes you get a big move down, a really big fast move down with a couple of big bars. And then when the market gets bought up again, you'll find that it comes up against some resistance at the lows and highs of those big bars. That's what I'm talking about. So let's take a look. So here we have some big bars. So you can see here, basically we've had some not much movement and then it's basically just dropped off the cliff and been brought back up at this level here. All right, so this is a big bar. So there's obviously some kind of support down here and that's been brought up very quickly. And then on the next bar here, it's been sold down very quickly as well. So these, compared to the other bars in size, I would say that they're big bars. And we do have a way of defining those bars, which we'll talk about a little bit later. What we're looking for in this strategy is we're looking to break a big bar low or a high. And if we get that break and close below, then we'll take the trade in that direction. So let's go through our specific rules. So the rules are, if a bar closes below a big bar, then what we're going to do is we're going to sell. Now, here is my rules for a big bar, or here's my definition, if you like, of a big bar. So my definition is a big bar is a bar that is a minimum of 4 times the average true range in length. So do you know what the average true range is? Anybody? Or even you can call it B. Yeah, it's the average true range. There's not much else to call it. Yep. All right. So yeah, a few people have got it there. Fantastic. So what the average true range is it's the high minus low of the bar. So the total range of the bar, the total amount the bar's moved. So I'll just go back quickly. So the total range of the bar, the high minus the low. And then the average is the average of a number of bars. So you can see the average range is quite low and this bar is much bigger than the average range. So that's what we're looking for. And we've defined it as 4 times and I've come up with the 4 from doing the testing. What we're going to do is we're going to set our stop loss to the high of the big bar that gets broken. Tim asks 14 period. For this strategy, what we did was we used a 10 period. But again, all these things, once you start building the models, it's very easy to play around and change the parameters and see what's working best. So our stop loss is going to be the high of the big bar, and again, we'll set our take profit to a fixed amount of points. All right, so here's our 2 big bars. I'll explain how this strategy works visually. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this big bar here because you can see this one here, at least on this chart, it doesn't get broken, or it doesn't get broken and closed above or below. So it does get broken here, but our strategy requires a close above, which it doesn't. And this one here, it does get broken and it does get closed below. So here's the high of the big bar. That's going to be our stop loss. And here is the low of the big bar. And what we're looking for is a break of this level. So that occurs on this bar here, and this is where we're going to enter the sell trade. Our stop is going to be here at the high of the big bar, and we're going to set a fixed point profit target, so down here somewhere. All right, so as you probably guessed, let's run the back test and see if this has a high probability of success. So I'll pull this one up, big bar breakout. And what we tested it on, I've got a little notepad over here just so I can remember what we tested everything on. So we'll test one of them on the euro on the hour. So on the euro dollar. Right, on the hourly. Okay, so let's see if we can run this and we'll see if we can see it take some trades. I'll just slow this down a bit. Okay, a few people that ask what the take profit is. If you want to hang around later, I'm happy to give that to you guys. Well, actually, why don't we do this? If you're interested in knowing the take profits, I'll actually put them into a table for you, and I'll email it to you. So just email me, and I'll give you the all the rules, and I'll give you the take profits and stop losses. I'll put my email up at the end. So we'll fast forward and see if we can get a trade. So because we've set that, well, there we go. Hang on. Okay, cool. So what we've done here is we've taken a trade on a break of this bar. So it's a sell trade. It's basically pretty much the same as what we've got before. So it's, I think actually it is the same trade. So we've got this big bar here, and this is obviously at least four times the range of the average true range of the last 10 bars. And then we've entered the trade there, and our stop loss is set there. So it's trading correctly. We'll run it through. We'll skip it to the end. There we go. Took some profit there. Beautiful. All right, let's have a look at the results. All right. So we can see here that that's at least heading in the right direction. Would you agree? Okay, Liz says, good question. Why isn't the bar in front of the big bar? It is actually a big bar, Liz, but it just doesn't get broken. So it meets the criteria of more than 4 ATR, but it didn't get broken in that situation. And it might have got broken actually later, but what we did, one of the other rules was we were only allowed to trade, I didn't mention that, my fault, but we're only allowed to have one open trade at a time. So you can play around with that. If you want to open more than one trade, you can. What you'll find is you'll get a higher drawdown because you've got more trades open. All right. So that was the results there. So we can see that's heading in the right direction. So we at least know that that has the potential to make some money. So that made about, there we go, what have we got? 5% drawdown, 24% return. Who would be happy with that? Anyone? Extremely happy. All right, fantastic. I like it. That's better. Excellent. All right, I'll run another one. I'll do one on gold. So it's exactly the same strategy, except I've got a different take profit. Gold obviously has different characteristics to the euro. Look, gold on the hour. Let me just pop this open. And we'll test gold as well. All right. So same strategy. Yep. One of the guys here just said that Warren Buffett's back. We had Warren Buffett there last week. G'day Warren, how you doing? And thank you very much for attending our webinar. Must be very late in Omaha. All right. I'll fast forward this. Now, I know I've actually, I haven't changed the settings here, I don't think. So my bad, but I noticed this before, right? Oh no, actually I did. Okay, cool. So you could see here it was a bit longer time frame and we took some more trades, and gold is a little bit bigger size contract. But we're able to make, basically we're able to more than double our money. So it was 120%, 128% return. With a bit higher drawdown though of 26%, which to be honest is a little bit too high for me. If you're going to take 26% drawdown, I'll leave that one to you. But again, we consider that's heading in the right direction. So what we know is that there's a pretty good chance that this is a fairly robust strategy, and of course we can continue to work on this further. Can I teach you how to build these systems, Peter? Yes, we can. Somebody asked from what date, so I can tell you. So this one actually started back in 2004. So what's that? It's about 13 years, about 13% return. It's about 10% a year. So if you could return 10% a year from one system, I think that's pretty good. All right. Hang on, there we go. Someone says, how much data days are usually used for backtest before go live with the strategy? It's a good question. Look, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of great questions here, and a lot of this stuff. I mean, it takes a little while to answer. The simple answer is it depends on the strategy and on the product we're testing. I would probably say that 100 trades isn't enough. I'll probably say that 1,000,000 trades is too many. So sorry, I can't be more specific. I'd have to actually sit down and look at the strategy, and I'd love to answer everything, but I mean, we only got an hour, unfortunately. Do I use trailing strategies for this system? Danny, no, I don't for these systems. I just kept these pretty simple, but if you want to build a model like this and then add some trailing to it, you're more than welcome to. All right. So if anyone wants a summary of the rules of this model, a few questions there, then I am happy to send it to you if you send me an email. Bruce, does forward testing correlate with back testing? Yeah, look, if you've done the back testing correctly, then it does. So that's the idea. All right. Now, so I can see, Dorian, if you want to just email me, I'll put my email at the end because I won't go through all these notes, but do appreciate it. Alex, how long was that tested? On gold, it was about 10 years, which is probably a little bit too long. And on the euro, I think it was about 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Okay, we'll move on to the next one, else I'll run out of time. I always go too long on these webinars. Okay, so the next one, this is one of my favorites. This is called a bracketing breakout. So does anyone there use bracketing strategies? Or does anyone know what bracketing is? If you do, please tell me. All right. Somebody said yes. Straddle, yes, it's pretty good. No, Warren, okay. I know you're more a sort of buy and hold guy. Peter doesn't know. That's all right, Peter, I'll show you. Excellent. All right, a few yeses, a few nos. Let's have a look. What is bracketing? Bracketing the market is when we define a range, usually a period of consolidation, and we look to take the break in the direction that the break occurs. So here's what it looks like. We've added a bit of handheld drawing thanks to Todd, one of the traders here. So Todd actually drew this one up. I think actually drew it up for one of the guys to illustrate something, but I liked it and I borrowed it. So what we're looking for is we're looking basically for a breakout of some levels. What we don't want is we don't want a big range here. We want more of a consolidation. So excuse me, what we're looking for is a consolidating period and then a break of these levels here. And of course, to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to define what these levels are, which we will do in a second. Okay, so I'll tell you what our rules are. So our rules for this bracketing strategy, if a bar closes above the bracket, when we're going to either buy or sell, depending on which one it breaks. So obviously if it breaks that upper level, we'll buy. If it breaks the lower level, we'll sell. And the way that that bracket is created is we're setting the upper level to the highest high of the last, we'll say 10 bars, which is what we're going to run on this strategy, but it doesn't have to be 10. You can change it and see if you can get that working, and lowest low of the last 10 bars. And also the bracket upper and lower levels must be within a small range. So I know this might be getting a little bit more involved, but that range is defined by a number of ATR in the same way it was with the big bar. Our stop loss is going to be the upper or lower level depending on which side it breaks. So if it breaks the upper level, then the stop loss is going to be the lower level. Breaks the lower level, so sell trade, then the stop loss is going to be the upper level. So Mike said, do we use OCO? So order closes order, yeah, order cancels order. So we don't, yeah, so when one order cancels the other, we don't use orders like that because what we do we don't use any pending orders. So we use at market orders. The reason for that is because we can clearly define where the break occurs. We can clearly define the strategy. But good question. Okay, do I add a buffer to the stop loss? Good question, Alison. In this one, we don't, but there's no reason why you can't build it and test it and see if that works better. Our take profit is a fixed amount of points. So again, here it is. This is going to be the highest high of the last 10 bars. This is going to be the lowest low of the last 10 bars. This needs to be within a certain amount of ATR. So we're going to do it with 2 ATR. So it's a fairly tight range. We can do it with actually, yeah, we'll do it with 3 because 2 is probably a bit too tight. I think we did it with 3. And then we're looking for a break either to the upside. If we get a break to the upside, we set our stop down here. If we get a break to the downside, we set our stop on this upper level. Okay, so Diego says, what's the amount of fixed points? So I will, anybody who emails me, I'll email you the what the exact rules were in the fixed points. It's not a problem. I have to go back and have a look. So what we'll do with this one is we're going to actually build and test this model live so you can see how quickly you can build a really good automated strategy. So to me, right, there's absolutely no reason why anybody out there should be reading things on the internet or coming up with ideas and placing the trades if they haven't built and tested their strategy, because I will show you now how quickly you can build that bracketing strategy, and then I'll show you the results, and you tell me if you don't think it's a good idea to build it or if automation doesn't work. All right, I know you guys are smarter than that. So the way we're going to build it, we've got a tool we've developed called EA Lab. It allows you to build without programming. I'm not a programmer. I can't read any code at all, but I do have a lot of ideas and I can build them and test them. So just a couple of questions here. Liz, do I put the stop loss take profit on the order, or do I leave those out and let the EA take out at the profit or loss? So the stop loss is set at that level, which is either the upper or the lower level, and the take profit is fixed points. So once it's reached that amount of points, then we close the trade out at a profit. And Jess has said, noticed a lot more false breakouts in the last 7 years on Forex. Jess, false breakouts or fake outs do occur. So we always say here that the second break is the real break. We have other breakout systems that work on the second break, but we'll leave them for another day. Ivan, where can you get EA Lab? Ivan, you can contact us afterwards. Probably give us a call, or you can give me an email or Skype, and we'll help you out with that. Well, wait, we haven't done that yet. Now we'll go and build it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up EA Lab, which is the tool, and I'm going to go ahead and build it. So I think it's going to take me about 5 minutes, and I'm going to try and do it and talk at the same time and explain what I'm doing in a roundabout way. So first I'll just name it. It's called bracketing. Oops, see, I'm in trouble already. Bracketing. Whoops. Breakout. All right. Pressure's on. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to define those levels, that upper level and the lower level. So I'm just going to create them. Upper level. Do it this way. Upper level. And I'll create another one. I'll create that lower level. So the purpose of me doing this is just to show you how quickly you can do it and not to explain each bit. But if you want to learn, then let me know afterwards and we can teach you how to do it. No problem. So we'll create those upper levels and lower levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to set them. So we're going to set first the upper level. And the upper level is going to be the, well, I'll make this a bit smaller. It's going to be the highest high of the last 10 bars. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this. See, EA Lab's really quick. And we're going to do the lower level. And that's the lowest low of the last 10 bars. So now we've done that. What we're going to do is we're just going to only allow this model to take one trade at a time. So we're going to check how many trades are open. Oops. Before we open a trade. So we'll do this on the buy side first. Okay. why don't you let it take one trade. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, we need to tell it we only want to take a trade if it's in a really small range. So we said less than 3 ATR, so that works like this. So we say, if the under pressure now, huh? Okay, if the upper level minus, I know actually we've got a lot of guys that have done the programs with us, so they can actually build this one and test it. Pretty cool. The upper level, oops, minus the if the upper level minus the level is okay. So if it's less than so we're going to say 3 times the ATR. So what's really cool is I can build one side and then I can go and I can do the other one. So it was a 10 period ATR. So in this stuff, I could explain it, but it will take me a little while. So if you're interested, a bit more interested, then get me on the phone. I'm happy to explain it to anyone who's interested in learning a bit more. And then what we need to do now, so what we've done, we've defined those levels. We've counted how many trades are open because we only want to take one at a time. We said it needs to be in a really small range. And then we need to say that the bar needs to break and close above it. So, yeah, okay, whoops. Is that closes above the upper level. Okay, so if that happens, what we're going to do is we're going to buy. And then now, this is really cool. I love this stuff. We can duplicate it and reverse a few things. So we'll do this for the short side. If this stuff stays the same, this will be less than. Okay, this will be a sell trade. And now what we're going to do in here, we're going to set our stop loss, as we said, to the upper and lower levels. So for the buy trade, it's going to be the lower level. All right. I don't know if anyone was timing this, by the way. I said 5 minutes. I reckon I've maybe beat 5 minutes. It's going to be the upper level. And what I'm going to do to take profit, I don't think it was 50, but I'm going to leave it at 50. And there we have it. So I don't know if anyone was timing, but that was it. So Jared says need to take profit. Jared, I'm going to leave it at 50. It was a fixed point take profit, but I don't think it was 50, but I'm happy to give anyone the actual things. So, all right, that was it. So you can see how quick it was to build that. All you have to do now, you can see the code here if you're a programmer. And all you need to do is, whoops, and all you need to do is download it here. Okay, so very simple. And then you've got EA and you can run it. So just in case I made any tiny mistakes, which I don't think I did in real life, sometimes I do. I couldn't afford to do it on the webinar. Here's one I created earlier. So it's exactly the same. And we'll go ahead and we'll test it. So this is the bracketing one. This one I'll test on the dollar yen. Okay, let me just pull up the profile. So we'll test it on the dollar yen hourly. So 1 hour, dollar yen. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. And we'll start it up. There we go. All right. So we're only taking one trade at a time in each direction. And we'll let that go through. All right, I can see some questions. All right, I'll see if I can answer them. Yeah, Ivan, it does. It gives you the MQL file. Somebody said I get the cell wrong. Let me just go back and have a look because we don't like to be wrong. Let's have a look. All right, so F is short. If the upper level is less, shift One is less than, oh, fantastic. Thank you. Nobody told me what it was, but I found it. No problem. Is that good? Who was it said it was wrong? Tim, was that okay? Yep. Excellent. All right. Thank you. See, I am human. We do make mistakes, but you get the idea. All right. So the one I did build was correct. I've actually built it here. There we go. So let's have a look at the results. So there we go. What do you guys think of that? I reckon that's pretty cool. This, to me, is a really, really good strategy, and that took 5 minutes to build, yeah? Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. So I'll go have a look at the report. So we had about 5% drawdown with about 24% return. So again, who thinks that's a pretty good outcome? 24% return with 5% drawdown. Yeah? Excellent. Jess, does it work on higher time frames? You know what? I tested on a few things and this worked fairly early on, so I thought that was good enough to show for this webinar. I didn't test on everything, so there's a good chance it will. So I like strategies like bracketing because they can work on multiple instruments and multiple time frames. It actually works particularly well on the dollar yen because the dollar yen does have a lot of breakouts and it can have some pretty big, quick breakouts. So that's why I chose that one, but you can definitely test on other things. So again, I'll just leave that graph up. That to me is fantastic, right? So in about 5 minutes, we managed to come up with an idea. It was fairly simple. There's no indicators. There's no nonsense. It's a thing that happens in the markets. You get periods of consolidation. It's like squeezing a spring. And when that consolidation is broken, then it breaks out. Stuart, you do need to get started. You're right. And does it run across a 24-hour session? John, yes, it does. But of course, you can set any of those. You can set any of the time or anything you want. Can I do it on the pound? You guys can try it on anything. So if you can build stuff, build it. Let me know. I'm interested to hear. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. So basically, again, the purpose of that was just to show you guys how some exact rules of a breakout strategy. So again, you know, I said it to start. There's a lot of webinars that you go to and people give you all sorts of fluff. If anyone wants to say that that's fluff, I'm happy to hear it because I built the exact rules that I showed you and I've shown that it's got the possibility to make money, okay? So you can do tons more testing and there's plenty more things you can do, but even at that early stage, those models actually have some potential. So through building and testing, we're able to find out the exact parameters to use that give us the highest probability of making money. So if I hadn't built and tested any of those things, those bracketing strategies, there's no way that I would have been able to take that many trades and test it. There's no way that I would have known how many ATR to set the brackets to. There's no way I would have known what products or time frames to run it on. Okay, because there's plenty of products, time frames, and variables in there. So that's why you need to build that stuff and test it. And that's exactly what we do here on a daily basis. Thanks, Jess. I really appreciate that. All right. Stephen, you missed a little bit. So we're testing the results. These are actually just some results from one of the workshops we do. So somebody learned to build something. It wasn't a bracketing strategy, but they built something in one day of the workshop. So they were able to get some decent results to start with. And we got some other tools that we use. One of them is called EA Analyzer, and we can actually do further analysis and build portfolios and things like that. So we do take things further. Please understand it's only an hour webinar, and unfortunately I can't show you everything or answer every single question. I really wish I could. But I am happy to do that on more of a one-to-one basis if anyone wants to get in touch. Now, remember I said earlier, IC Markets has sponsored something that we're doing. Well, that's something I'll tell you about in a second. But my question to you guys, this is where you got to get involved again. Steve, mate, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Steve, you should build that one. I know you've got EA Lab and you can use it. So you can build it and test it on some stuff. You've got all the rules there. So who here would like to trade the actual strategies that the professionals trade? I mean actual strategies. So this one, by the way, just to give you an idea, this is a basic level professional strategy, if you want to call it, right? It's pretty simple. Okay. But who wants to trade some really, really, really serious ones? All right. Heaps of people. Everybody. Peter, mate, long time no see. Welcome back. Jared, always enthusiastic. All right, fantastic. Well, basically what that leads into is it leads into anyone who was here last week or last month will know about, or anyone who does my trading, comes to trading talk videos will know about, oh, where is it? Let me see. Where's it gone? We'll know about this thing, the TradeView Algo Trading Conference of 2017. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running an algo trading conference. I don't think this is like any other conference you've ever been to. Basically it's on Saturday the 25th of November, so it's still a little way away. And since last month we've actually locked in the venue. So it's going to be at the Sofitel Melbourne on Collins, which is on Collins Street in Melbourne CBD. It's a beautiful hotel. They actually have this really nice smell there, which apparently if you Google it, they're famous for their smell. So, I mean, not that that's the highlight of the day, but it does smell nice. All right. So basically it's at the Sofitel, so it's going to be a beautiful venue. We've limited it at this stage to 50 people. And what we're going to be doing at the conference is it's going to be a hands-on day with 3 professional traders. And what we're going to do, Manfred says it smells like money. It doesn't, I don't know, it's more like a musk, but I mean, it's nice. If I get a chance, I will. I tell you what, I might not be able to show that London breakout, but if you email me, I'll send you the screen, no problem. Basically, sorry, I got distracted. With the conference, it's going to be a full day of hands-on trading workshops. So what we've done is we've got 3 professional traders, which I'll discuss in a second. And basically, what we're going to do is they're going to show you how to build one of their strategies each. So let me give you a bit of an idea. I just showed you for free a really good bracketing breakout strategy in about 5 minutes on a free webinar, okay? So if I'm going to show you that sort of stuff for free, this is a paid conference, you can imagine what we're going to show you at the conference and what these guys are going to show you. So this is the caliber of guests that we've managed to get. I've managed to secure Andrea Unga, who is from Italy, and he's the 4-time World Cup trading champion. So 4 years, I think it was 3 years in a row, or I think it was 3 years in a row, and then missed one, and then he won the next year. The best year he had, I think, was about 600%. Obviously, bear in mind they go pretty hard in those sort of things. It's not like normal trading, but you still got to be pretty good to win 4 times. So he's going to be there, and he's going to be building a time-based model that incorporates an individual market bias. So if you want to find out more about that, you'll have to come. Kevin is a founder of Triblet Capital, and he's managed up to $40 million. He's a Melbourne-based fund manager, and he's going to be building a mean reversion type model that incorporates a basket of currencies. So Kevin's model is very involved and it's very cool. I've seen it. Kevin does some really cool stuff. So it's going to be great as well. And Rob, our head trader, is going to be sharing one of the models that he trades. It's called STC. I got my first look at it. I've been here for 4 years, and Rob doesn't share any of his models with us. So I got my first look at it because we have to demonstrate it at the conference yesterday. And I just want to try and explain something, right? So you just saw me build something in 5 minutes. There's no way I could build Rob's model in 5 minutes. Rob's model is extremely involved. Right? When I say extremely involved, there's many levels and dimensions to the model that I'm almost certain that nobody will ever think of. Right? So I've been here for 4 years. I hadn't thought of some of the concepts in that model. All right? So that's some pretty cool stuff. So Kevin's is the same, and the same for Andreas. So it's awesome. And Rob's it's a non-directional momentum model. So if you're not sure what non-directional models are, again, you'll have to come. I really like non-directional models. I think they're cool. So just to let you guys know, the seats are limited to 50 people, and we've now got 46. All right, so there's 4 seats available. I would probably say that if you want to come, you're going to have to give us a call tonight. We've filled up about, I don't know, 6 or 7, I think, last webinar. So if you don't want to miss out, give us a call tonight. We'll give you the details and you can book your seat. IC Markets, as I said, is sponsoring it, and what they've offered for the conference is this is a pretty generous prize. So basically it's a lucky door prize. So if you purchase a ticket and you come to the conference, there'll be 50 people there. and basically we're going to pull somebody's name out of the hat, like a like a lucky door prize. And what the door prize is going to be is they're going to win the value of the conference ticket back in a live trading account from IC Markets. So IC Markets will take the conference ticket price that you paid and they'll put that amount in a live trading account for you, real money for you to trade. So the only conditions are that you need to have an IC Markets account. If you already have an IC Markets account, fantastic. If you don't, you do need to do it through this link. So if you go to algotradingconference.com, click on that IC Markets link there, then that will register you. We'll know it came from the conference, and then you'll be eligible to go in the draw to win. So if you're interested in coming, two things you could do. You can either give us a call on the number I'm going to give you, or you can fill your details in, hit more information, and we'll get your details and give you a call. If you do it tonight, if you want to come, definitely give us a call tonight so you don't miss out. Otherwise, you can put your details in and we'll call you tomorrow probably. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put a few links in the chat. So first thing, I'll put that IC Markets account link in there if you don't have one. I think I'm just going to post this. Can you just tell me if you guys get it? Thanks, Karthik. Appreciate that. Ivan, no worries, mate. All right. Goran, where can we download the program create automate strategies? EA Lab, it's our tool. So if you're interested in using it, you need to email me and then I can explain everything. Excellent. Everybody can see it. Fantastic. So that's one. Here's the link to the conference site. It's algotradingconference.com, but in case you have any trouble, there it is. I'm just going to put our details, so the phone number, my email, and Skype. So basically, I know there was a lot of information in tonight's webinar, whether it's about the conference. If you want to come to the conference, obviously you've got to give us a call and let me know. That aside, if you've got any questions about the webinar, I am happy to answer them when I can via email, Skype, or phone. You just need to let me know. So I did say I'm happy to give any of the levels or anything. Just email me and I'll send them through. So that basically wraps up tonight. I would say come to the conference. Also, actually, let me do something else for you. All right, let me see if I can find this. All right, okay. Actually, do you know what? I'll tell you what, I won't actually post that in there, but if you want to see some more videos of building models, then shoot me an email and I'll give you a link. I've done about 17 videos of building different models. They're more involved than the one we did tonight, and there's some pretty cool stuff in there. All right. So does anyone else have any other questions? All right. Henry, g'day mate, how you doing? Henry's actually coming to the, I think it's that Henry. Henry, is that you that's coming to the Algo Trading Conference from Hong Kong? Yes, excellent, mate. Welcome aboard. So Henry actually asked, can I share some more about the third model? Henry's actually coming from Hong Kong to the Algo Trading Conference. We're also going to go to Hong Kong in October and do a workshop over there. So Henry, looking forward to seeing you over there. Did you have a specific question about model number 3? The bracketing one? Is there a recording? Simon, we do usually record these. So I think IC Markets records them and sends them out. So. Okay, let me have a look. Will this be full automated EAs? Yes, okay, sorry, one thing I didn't, Emil, thanks, great question, I nearly forgot. So with the conference, basically what's going to happen is on the day, you're going to get to build, they're going to show you step by step how to build the models that they trade, one of the models that they trade. And what each speaker is going to do is they're going to explain a bit about themselves and the way that they view the markets, and then they're going to explain the specific rules of their, they're going to explain the specific rules of the strategy, and then what we're going to do is we're going to build it in EA Lab. So we're also going to we're also going to video record everything. So we're going to record all the screens, the EA Lab screen, the speaker slides, everything. And we're going to put that together in a little package for people who've purchased a ticket only. So we're not going to give it out or sell it to anybody later. So if you have any trouble building the models on the day, you can build them later. You get to keep all the code. They're fully automated, working EAs. So these aren't just concepts. They're not just ideas. They're working EAs that these guys trade. All right. Peter, no worries. You're welcome. Look forward to seeing you in August. Peter's coming in the workshop here in August. Is there a recording? Simon, I think that was Simon maybe that asked before. I think IC will probably record them and send them out. Thomas can't see the chat window. Thomas, if you email me, if you just go to tradeview.com.au, if you really get stuck, just go admin@tradeview.com.au and email us, we'll find you. Alison, looking forward to the July workshop. Looking forward to having you here, Alison. Tim, you're most welcome. Unwana, where is the conference taking place? It's in Melbourne, Australia. Michael says Vimeo for IC in about a week for the recording. Peter, will there be support? Make sure they're working correctly. Peter, mate, I haven't spoken to you for some time, but you should definitely come to the conference. If you want to come, ping me on Skype. Yes, we will give you support to make sure that all the models work correctly. So every single person will get to build the models. I know that not everybody will get to build them on the day because I know people will be at slightly different levels, and that's okay. We will help you to build it afterwards if you need. In fact, what I'm going to tell everybody on the day is I prefer, if you're not confident in building on the day, it might be a good idea just to listen and really understand the concepts, have more of an enjoyable experience, and then watch the videos and we can help you build them later. Not a problem. Barry, you're welcome. Bernard, mate, you're welcome. Henry, let me see, what's your question? Yeah, Henry, we'll put that webinar on YouTube so you can see again. Thanks, Tom. We'll see you at the July workshop. Shalom wants to learn to use EA Lab. If you just email me, mate, or is it Nicholas? I'm not sure, sorry, which way the names come through. If you email me, then we can tell you about all the prices of everything. Emil wants to know if we can't attend, is it possible to buy the EAs? I'll tell you what, if you email me, I'll basically explain. Look, I'll explain here so everyone can hear. I don't want to sell I don't want to sell a recording because it's not fair to the people that do come. However, if you want to purchase a ticket and you're unable to make it, then as part of your ticket price, you will get access to the videos. So basically, what that means, you've got to actually pay the full price for the ticket. And if you don't want to come or you can't come, you can still get the videos. Danny wants a conference in Europe. Oh, slow down, mate. Jesus. Maybe at some stage. All right. So, Regine, Andrea's presentation will be something that nobody's ever seen before. Somebody wants one in Canada. We've actually got a lot of people in Canada. So I've got some people I'm working with over there. So we've actually got somebody from Canada coming to the conference. We've got people from Canada, Brazil. Regine, where are you from? Regine's from Canada but lives in Qatar. All right, no worries. Mike Lowe from Toronto. All right, mate. We got actually a few Canadians. Well, Regine's sort of Canadian. All right. What other questions are there? Diego wants us to come to Italy. Oh, mate, we've got one of your guys, Andrea, coming all the way over here. Sorry, you have to come here. All right. James, with the price of the ticket for everything, if you email us, then I'm more than happy to run everybody through. I'll be honest, it's a premium event, so it might be out of some people's price range, but I mean it's a serious level event. So if you're interested, just ping me on the email, and I'm more than happy to let you know. How can you find a trading job in Australia? Danny, if you do one of our programs and you can demonstrate you can build some good models, then we might be able to talk about it. Peter, Queensland better weather. I can't argue with you about that. All right. Mike Lowe, New York. Oh, mate, everyone just thinks we can just rock up out of the office and go wherever. All right. Here we go. Bob from Canada going to the conference. Can't wait. Fantastic, mate. Looking forward to meet you. I think one of the traders here, he runs the junior trading desk. His name's Bisha. He's actually going to take all of the internationals out for some drinks or an enjoyable experience. So sports games, everything, he says. Okay. Let me have a look. Somebody says tradeview.com link doesn't work for some reason. Does anyone else have that problem? Let me have a look. Tradeview.com.au. I think, let me just try from my end. Okay, no problems. I'll have a look. It might just be how I pasted it in there. So if you want to try typing it in, that might be better because I pasted it from a notepad. So maybe something's happened there. All right. Peter, no worries, mate. So I hope Queensland is winning. Oh, there you go. Alan says use HTTPS. There you go. Jace, yeah, IC usually records them, mate, so they'll end up in our members portal, so you'll be able to see them there. If you can't find it, just ping me and I'll let you know. All right. Oh, there's another Ed there from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So, welcome, mate. Hey, I think we've got another guy from Brazil coming. I don't think that's you, but if it's not you, we should come to the conference. Jace, no worries. Marcio, is it? Marcelo. Okay, cool. Is Marcelo coming, Bish? Marcelo's coming. Oh, there you go, Marcelo and Ed. Talk to your friend Ed in Sao Paulo. No worries. All right, great. I've got a lot of emails there. If anyone's trying to call, Rob's actually on the phone, so that's probably why you haven't been able to get through. Rob, as long as do not have to try the Vegemite cocktail. Unfortunately, mate, that's Bish's specialty, so... True Australian lager, he said. So if you drink beer, you'll be okay. Marky, you're welcome for the webinar. All right. By the way, I've literally got a lot of emails, so I'll try and reply to anybody who desperately needs a reply about the workshop or the conference tonight. If it's not an urgent one, I'll probably reply to it tomorrow, if that's okay. It's getting a little bit late here in Melbourne, so we'll have to talk to some people, I'm sure, when Rob gets off the phone. So, Peter, send me Skype. All right, I'll talk to you after, Peter. No worries. I always do like talking to Peter from Bundaberg, yeah? Yep, thought so. I grew up in Maryborough, guys, if anyone else is in Queensland and knows where that is. Beautiful part of the state. Henry, no problems. Hey, with your email, Henry, were you just after the recording? Oh, you were there last week, Alison. Lucky you. Lucas, oh wait, there's all these notes down here. All these other chats. Jeez, I missed them. Lucas on the Gold Coast. Thanks, Din. I'll chat to you tomorrow, buddy. The November conference is it's going to be recorded on one, but it's only going to be made available to the guys who've purchased a ticket because it is a premium event and we want to keep it that way. So I want people to come live and really experience it rather than me sell the recording later. Well, I'll send the link to YouTube video by email. Danny, IC Markets usually sends them out, I think. I think it comes on their Vimeo. We sometimes get them a little bit later. So if you haven't managed to get it, I'd probably say in a week, then let me know. Lucas, yes, you can call. Rob's actually on the phone, but Bishop will give you a call. He said he's spoken to you about the conference ticket. David, you say possible to send any of the strategies. Hey, if you can you actually just email me? My email, I'll just pop it in there again. The reason being is sorry that once I switch this off, I don't have access to all the chats and everything anymore. And it gets a bit hard to collate everything, but if it's all in my inbox, then I'll go through and I'll find it. So And if you guys are emailing me, just let me know specifically what you want, or what you're after, and if I can do it, then we'll do it for you. Gordon, what's the name of the program? Can you buy it? It's called EA Lab. It's one of our tools. Basically, if you're interested, get in touch, send us an email, and then I'll explain what you need to do to be able to use it. All right. Oh, no worries, Robert. I'll catch you later. All right, what else have we got down there? Wow, all right, we've got a lot of questions. Let me see. By the way, sorry if I didn't get to everybody. Sometimes they literally fly through. So I'll stay around for another 5 minutes and answer them. Anyone got any more questions? You're welcome, guys. You said thank you. Well, I can see heaps of emails popping up. So again, if you're emailing, please just let me know specifically what you want, and I'll try and get onto them as soon as possible. They might have to be tomorrow, but I do appreciate you sending me the emails. Guys, you're welcome. Thanks, Danny. You're welcome. Arlas, sorry if I'm not saying your name incorrectly, but you're welcome. Franco, you're welcome. Isaac, you are also welcome. Oh, Lawrence, yeah, we're done. I mean, mate, you're welcome to hang around and listen to my beautiful voice some more if you want, or if you got any questions. All right, no worries. It seems like questions are slowing down a bit, so maybe everyone will let me get out of here. Look, I'll give it 2 minutes. Trevor, you're welcome. Robert, you're welcome, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks, Randy. No problem. Chris, you're welcome. Enjoy work, whatever that might be. All right, Dave, Lawrence, no worries. Ron, you're welcome. Rod, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Alan, you're welcome. All right. All right. Thanks, guys. I'm going to shut this one down. Feel free to email me. You can always find us at tradeview.com.au and get in touch that way if you haven't emailed me or I switch it off when you need anything. Okay, one last one on one. How important is fundamental trading? It's possible to just be a technical trader. Absolutely, it's all we do. We'll keep an eye on the major fundamental events, but they're not included in any of the models. So yes, Jace, night, mate. I'll chat to you soon. All right, Danny, well, that's my first time on these, and spills. Oh, thanks, mate. I'll just go read that out, Danny. I'm going to read it anyway. First time with one of these, and it's been awesome and amazing. Thanks so much. Danny, you're welcome. We do try and give people a little bit extra. We know what it takes to be successful as a trader. I'll be honest, I don't know. Mate, I worked pretty hard to get where I am, but I think once you do start to really get a handle on the markets, building good models, then I think it becomes a lot easier. So for anyone who's willing to put in a little bit of work up front, then I think there's definitely a possibility that you can be a consistent and successful trader. So we do try and give people a bit more reality if we can in the hour that we've got. All right, guys. Yeah, 1,000 hours. That's about it, Alison, and maybe even more. So, all right. Hey, guys, I'm going to shut down. Sorry if I turn anyone else off now, but I'll see you all next month. Until next time, all the best with your trading.